Welcome back to another recap and review of Raw. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for 570 subscribers. That is insane. So the show opens up with Gunther, who is not apologizing for, being a little racist. Well, he said you people, so, you take that as you will. But after saying a crazy thing like that, I am so happy Damien didn't even say a word on the mic. He just dropped it and started throwing hands. I am super invested in this match. It is probably the most anticipated for me in SummerSlam. Besides the United States Championship, okay? I gotta see Logan Paul lose it. But yeah, I can't believe they actually made me really care about Damien Priest's run. And I actually wouldn't mind Damien retaining, as long as they keep the feuds as interesting as they are now. So next, it was the number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship between Bron Breakker and Ilja Dragunov. These guys know each other so well, and they are phenomenal wrestlers, so the match was a banger. You had the Breakensteiner off the top rope. I think Ilja did an attitude adjustment on the ring apron, but unfortunately, after a pretty bad spear on the outside, the match was called off, which was a huge bummer, which means we'll be getting Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn rematch at SummerSlam, which I have mixed opinions on, especially because we just had Sami Zayn fight Bron Breakker in the last pay-per-view. I'm not a huge fan of these repeats. I feel like at every pay-per-view Sami's defended the belt at, it's either been against Chad Gable or Bron Breakker. Me personally, I like seeing, different contenders every pay-per-view. Not a huge fan of these repeats. I got kind of sick of seeing Chad Gable lose over and over again. So I am rooting for Bron Breakker. Alright, the whole CM Punk, Drew McIntyre thing, last week I was pretty critical of it because I feel like we were just going in circles. But hey, things actually happened this week. Here they confirmed the match, which was already enough for me. But then Adam Pearce was like, by the way, Seth Rollins is the guest referee. Thank you. Thank you for giving me something here. Do I expect this to be the end of the feud? Absolutely not. They're gonna drag this thing out all year long, which I'm totally fine with, as long as they keep giving us, entertaining content, not just Drew McIntyre, you're suspended. By the way, he got resuspended last week, and now he's back this week. It's just, how many times are we gonna do that, okay? Please stop that. Anyways, I am so excited for this match. S tier. Alright, let's get a little negative here. Okay, let's get a little angry. The Final Testament defeated Otis, Tozawa, and Xavier Woods. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel nothing. I think I'm broken. I mean, I liked it when Karrion Kross just tornado through Tozawa in the air. That was fun. But yeah, but after the real Alpha Academy came out, the Sigma Academy with Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. So they have this feud going on with the Wyatt Six, and they're here to enlist the help of the old members. But thankfully, they really made their decision. They're completely done with the Alpha Academy. Even though I feel like that storyline didn't really have the ending I was really looking for. There was never that moment where Otis finally, put Chad Gable through a table or anything. They kind of just walked out, and I was really looking forward to, a big climactic ending of the Otis and Chad Gable. But hopefully that comes around in the future. So we get a huge brawl, which is really fun because Otis kind of just tanks everyone when the Wyatt Six show up, and Bo gives Gable a perfect Sister Abigail. Chad Gable is just really good at selling everything. It looked like he broke his neck here. So yeah, stepping back, this segment was really weird because it started with Karrion Kross, who's obsessed with Xavier Woods, who asked for the help of Otis, who's having problems with Chad Gable, who's then being targeted by the Wyatt Six. So it just completely covered so many things. It was entertaining. I liked it. Not so much the first part, but so after that, we were supposed to get Pete Dunne versus Big Bronson Reed. But before it started, Sheamus just came in and completely started throwing hands with everyone. It's funny because last week he was trying to be all friendly with his old boy Butch, who completely turned on him without saying a word. So this week he's sending that energy right back by not even caring. Butch hasn't even said a word yet, okay? We don't even know why they're fighting yet, but Sheamus is down to brawl. So yeah, it's a little silly that we don't know. Well, even Sheamus doesn't know why they're fighting, but I find it pretty entertaining, okay? Okay, here's where things get a little spicy. Just because Rhea Ripley is back, it doesn't mean Liv Morgan has stopped her shenanigans, alright? But Rhea isn't too sold that Dominik is completely faithful, so she brings him out to the ring to settle this once and for all. She calls out Liv Morgan to the ring, but she actually shows up back in the stands. And Dominik is the luckiest son of a... I don't know, man. She tries to get Dominik to confess his feelings for her, but instead, he just straight up says, I hate you. Now, Dominik, if you don't want her, I will gladly take her off your hands, man. How does this guy get so lucky? It's the mustache, man. I gotta grow one. So poor Liv Morgan, starts crying off the show, and Rhea Ripley, getting a little freaky, licks Dominik Mysterio. Okay, Dominik, if you don't want her, I'll take her too. Alright, I gotta settle down. So some people think that Dominik is gonna turn on Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam to help Liv Morgan retain. That better not happen. If that happens, that is the end of the Judgment Day, or at least Dominik's getting kicked out. And are you ready for that? Finally, it's time for the main event. Jey Uso teaming up with Sami Zayn to go up against the tag team champions Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Now I'm a little slow. I was like, alright, cool, it's a fun main event. But then it just hit me. Oh my god, it's Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, the whole bloodline thing. What was I thinking? It's been so long and so much has happened that I just completely forgot. These guys are so much different from how they were back then. Yeah, it was a pretty fun match, and I'm really surprised that the tag champions actually lost. So that means Sami Zayn and Jey Uso get a tag championship match, right? Imagine Sami Zayn holding both the Intercontinental and the tag belts. That'd be pretty fun. It's better than the Judgment Day holding them hostage. But since Sami Zayn was all tired and beat up, you know who took advantage? Bron Breakker came in and attacked him to close the show. So my thoughts are, with the whole Bron Breakker situation, is either have him win the belt, or if Sami has to retain, at least make it a triple threat with Ilja Dragunov. Add some spice into it, okay? Anyways, that was my recap and review of Raw. What did you think of the show? And as always, thanks for watching, cool dudes.